Evening and Saram students. I hope that you all are in good health. So today we are going to start our online classes after your summer vacations. Students, I have given certain homework to you. I hope that you have completed that homework, your holiday homework and your written work. So let us begin. As you all know that we have completed 3 units of Beehive before our summer vacations. Today we are going to start with the new unit. Before starting that unit, let us talk something about science. You all are studying science and you all must be, or some of you are very much fond of science and new inventions, experiments. So, do you all know a very famous scientist that who has, though not given any invention, but his formulas are used for that inventions? You all must be thinking which scientist I am talking about, though that he has not given any invention, but he has given experiments. He has given us theories on which our experiments are working. He is none other than Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, we are going to study today about him. The chapter which we are going to study is Truly Beautiful Mind. Why this chapter is named as Truly Beautiful Mind? Because we all know that he was a great scientist. He was a lover of mathematics and physics. But we are not aware of the fact that he was also a very great human being. He is always working in the favor of humanity. He he always want to advocate, or he always advocate world peace, non-violence his entire life. So Truly Beautiful Mind is about Albert Einstein, and this chapter is a short biography of his, where we are going to see some highlighted qualities of him. Though we know that he was a great mathematician and he was a lover of physics and maths, he has given us certain basic formulas on which our experiments are working, but we doesn't know about very personal aspect of his life, that is his love for humanity. So in this chapter we are going to see how he was a lover of humanity, what he did for humanity. So let us begin with that. But before starting with our chapter, there are certain difficult words. Let us see that also. The first word is destined. Destined, which means a predetermined set of events that has to happen in the future. The next word is regimentation. Regimentation, which means order or discipline. You can say simply rules and regulation. The third word is ally. Ally. Ally means a friend or a partner. The fourth word is unraveling. Unraveling, which means starting to fail. When something started to fail, that is known as unraveling. And the last word is missive. Missive, which means a letter specially long and official. An official letter which is long, that is known as missive. So let us begin with the chapter. So the first paragraph of this chapter says that Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879 in the German city of Ulm, without any indication that he was destined for greatness. So what we get to know from the first paragraph is that he was born in the month of March in the year 1879 on 14th. So the birth date should be learned by heart by you all. That is 14th March 1879. In which city? In the city of Ulm, that is in Germany. Now, but when he was born, nobody knows that he will become such a great scientist in future. So there was no indication like such, that indication was not there. Now, next paragraph says that, on the contrary, his mother thought Albert was a freak. So, when he was born, he has a very big head, and that's why her mother used to think that he is a freak, Freak means a very different nature from others. When we have very different nature from other, which doesn't seem to be very normal, that is known as freak. So her mother have a thought about Albert Einstein that he was a freak. Why she thinks so? Because to her his head seemed much too large. Because according to her, the head of Albert Einstein was very large. Now, the next paragraph says that at the age of 2.5, Einstein still wasn't talking. So we get to know that when he was 2.5 years old, he was still not talking. He was not able to talk. But when he finally learned to speak, he uttered everything twice. So when he started speaking, he used to repeat the words twice. Like if I'm saying hi, hi, hello, hello. So he used to repeat those words twice. Einstein did not know what to do with other children, and his playmates called him Brother Boring. So when he used to play with his friends, he doesn't know what to do. He is not a normal person. He doesn't like to play with his friends, and that's why his friend named his Brother Boring, because he was very boring and he never played with his friends. The way they used to play hide and seek or cricket or any other games which they used to play, he was not interested in those games. So that's why his name was given by his friends, that is Brother Boring. So till now we have learned that he was born on 14th March 1859. Let us see that also. Yes, 1879, sorry, 14 March 1879. In which city? City of Ulm in Germany. And he was known as Freak by his mother because he was having a very big head. And when he started speaking everything twice. Until the age of 2.5, he was not able to speak properly. His friend used to call him Brother Boring because he never took part with them in playing games. So this till now we have learned such things about Albert Einstein. So let us move on. His playmate used to call him Brother Boring because he remained to himself. He did not play or talk to them. So the youngster played by himself much of the time. So here in this line we get to know that the youngster here is indicating to Albert Einstein. So Albert Einstein played by himself. He used to he loved to play alone. He never wanted to go with someone else outside. He just being at his home, he used to play the games alone. And he used to spend time alone. He never went outside with his friends, and that's why he was known as Brother Boring, because he never took interest in those discussions, in those games which the youngster of those times used to play. Okay. He especially loved mechanical toys. So what was his love? His love was mechanical toys. Most of the boys used to love mechanical things, and thus in the same way Albert Einstein has a love for mechanical toys. So when his newborn sister, looking at his newborn sister Maja, he is said to have said, "Fine, but where are her wheels?" So according to Einstein, his sister was a mechanical toy because he was asking for her wheels, because he thought that she is a new toy for me and I want to play with her, but she doesn't have wheels. The headmaster of Einstein's school told Einstein's father that Einstein would never be successful in whatever profession he chose. So what the headmaster of Einstein's school said to his father, that he will never be successful because he is dumb. Whatever profession he will choose in future, he will not get success in that. So these are the word of the headmaster of Einstein to his father. Next paragraph says that Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to. He later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining the skill throughout his life. So here we come to know that at the age of 6, Einstein learned playing violin. Why? Because even he has an interest, and his mother also want that he should play violin, he should learn playing violin. And later he became a very good amateur violinist, and he maintained this skill throughout his life. Albert Einstein was a very good student. He went to a school in Munich because his family had moved from Ulm to Munich when he was 15 months old and scored good marks in almost every subject. So here we get to know that he was a very good student in the school. The first line in the first passage we saw that he was born in the city of Ulm, but later on when he was 15 months old, his family transferred to the new place, that is Munich, and there he started his school, and he was a very good student there. He scored good marks in almost every subject. Now Einstein hated the school regimentation and often clashes with his teacher. Now Einstein doesn't like the rules and regulation of the school, and because of that he used to often argue with his teachers. Einstein was so suffocated in that school that he could not follow the strict discipline, and so he left the school forever. So now he decided that I cannot take up these things in my life, I cannot tolerate the rule and regulation, so now I am going to leave the school, and he left the school forever. The previous year, Albert's parent had moved to Milan and left their son with relative. Now, before he left the school, 1 year previous, his parents have moved to the another city, that is Milan, and he was living there in Munich with his relative. The school in Munich was very strict. Albert could not follow the discipline over there. He had a long discussion with his family, relatives, and finally his parents agreed to put him in a school in Switzerland, and the language used there for communication was German. So later when they all got to know that he has left the school and now what to do, so he told his parents that I cannot tolerate the rules and regulation of the school, that because the schools in Munich have a very strict rule and regulation and I cannot go with that. Now they had a long discussion and the family decided that we will have your admission in Switzerland, in a school in Switzerland, and the language spoken there was German. Now, Einstein was good at studies. He was highly gifted in mathematics, so he was exceptionally good in mathematics, and he also had interest in physics. So as we all know, this is very common that he was a good mathematician and he has a keen interest in physics also. Once he finished school, he joined the university in Zurich. Now he have finished his school and now he got his admission in a university in Zurich. Science was not the only thing that appealed to Einstein. That means not only science, he was not only the lover of science, but something else was also there that he loved the most. So what was that? He was very handsome young man. Other than science, he had interest in something else also. Other than maths and physics, Albert Einstein like one of his fellow students. So now we got to know that he was attracted to a fellow student in his university, and the name of that student was Milevia Marek. Why he was attracted to that lady? Because he think that she was very clever, sharp and intelligent, and she is just like Albert Einstein. That's why he was so much attracted to that lady named Milevia Marek. Now, the next passage says that this young Serb had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. So here Serb means Serb is the word used for Maria. Why? Because she is from Serbia. That's why she is called here as Serb. So they says that she has come to university in Zurich. Why? Because this is the university which provide degrees to female also, and that's why she has took admission in this university. Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines. So who are Philistines? Philistines are those or this word is used for those who are against art and literature. So Philistine. So he has a very keen interest in art, literature, music, and he also saw that in Maria, and that's why he called him an LA. LA means a friend, a partner, and they both were against Philistine because they both have a keen interest in art, literature, music. Those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds means that he was against those people who were against literature, art, and music. Now, the next passage says that Albert Einstein and Melivia Marek fell in love and they exchanged love letters to express their feeling. They used to write such kinds of letter where they used to mix science with their feelings. So now we get to know before they were attracted to each other, but now they fell in love with each other and they used to exchange their feelings through letters. But the thing was that they both were very interested in science, and how they express their love? They express their love with the use of science. We can see certain letters or certain terms used in their letters that are from science streams. At one instance, Einstein talked about his scientific invention and said that he would be very proud on that day when they would finally conclude their paper on the theory of relativity. So now here we come to know that in one of his love letter he wrote about his invention, that what invention he has given the theory of relativity, and he said that I will be very happy on the day when we both will end this chapter or end our love story on the theory of relativity. So in 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and unemployed. So in 1900, he got his degree, but he doesn't have a job. He worked as a teaching assistant. Now he is an assistant under a teacher, and he also gave tuitions, and finally he secured a job in the year 1902. So for 2 years he was a teaching assistant and a private lesson, that means he used to give tuitions. He got his job in the year 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office in Bern. So you all should know this, that in which year he got his job. He got his job in the year 1902. What was his job? He was a technical expert in the patent office in Bern. Patent office are those office in which they give authority to a person to do his inventions. Before doing an invention, a person should have a signed letter that he has got the permission for his invention, and after that he can continue with that. So in patent office, those letters or those authentication is given to those people who want to do invention. So that is patent office. Now Einstein was supposed to check the inventions. So what was his job? That he will check the inventions done by other people, and he will give them a patent. He will give them a green signal that yes, he will give a green signal to those people that yes, your invention is good and you can go ahead with this. So that is the job of Albert Einstein. On the other hand, secretly he was making his own invention too. So though he was working as a technical expert there, but he was also doing his secret invention in that office. He is said to have jokingly, so once he jokingly said that on the table on which he sat, he named that table as Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So what he named his desk drawer? Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So you should all know this, that what he named it at Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So this is important that you all should know that in which year he got job. He got job in 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office. And what he named his desk drawer? He named his desk drawer as Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So let us move on. Now in the year 1905, Einstein published his first paper. Now whatever research he did, he published that in the year 1905, and What was that research was about? That research was about special theory of relativity. In this publication, it was written that the measurement of time and distance is not absolute. It depends upon something else. So he has given this theory of relativity, that time and distance are not related to each other. They are not absolute, and this was published in this paper. Now, according to the theory, if there are two clocks and both are moving, they will not show the same time. So here what he wants to tell you, that according to the theory, here is an example is given, that if two clocks are working together and both are moving, but the thing is that they will not show the same time, they both will not relate to each other. One clock will move faster than the other. So from this followed the world most famous formula which describes the relationship between mass and energy, that is E is equals to mc square. So here you can see that E is equals to mc square. This is a very famous formula given by Albert Einstein. Now, next passage says that while Einstein was solving the most difficult problem in physics, his private life was unraveling. Now, the thing was that his private life was failing. Why? Because he was busy in physics and now he wanted to marry Melivia right after he finishes his studies. But his mother was against this relationship. She said that she is older than you. She is 2 years older than you and I can't give permission for this marriage. But still, she thought that, Einstein's mother thought that she is just like a book. She is not a wife material. She is just like a book. She is same like you. So what he did, Einstein put his wedding plan off for some time. But later, in the year 1903, they both got married finally, and they had 2 sons. But a few years later, the marriage faltered. So in the last slide, we come to know that after 1 year, in 1902, he got his job as a technical expert, and in 1903, he married his love, that is Malvia, and they both had 2 sons. But the thing was that a few years later, the marriage started to fail. It was not working properly because Melvia was not happy to be a housewife. She was an ambitious woman and she wanted to do something, but she was not allowed. She has to stay in home, she has to take care of the family, and she was not happy with that. So what happened, that after years of constant fighting, they both got divorced in the year 1919. And in the same year, Einstein married his cousin Elsa. So what we have learned in this chapter about Einstein and his personal life. This is the half chapter that we are concluding right now. That let us just revise the chapter in a glance. That he was born in the year 1879 in the month of March, 14th of March 1879, in the city of Ulm in Germany, and he was called Brother Boring by his friends. The name of his sister was Maja. So before ending this video, let us just revise the chapter what we have learned till now. This is the half part we have completed. Half part we will complete in the next video. So we have learned that he was born on 14th March 1879 in the city of Ulm in Germany. He was called Brother Boring by his friends. The name of his sister was Maja. And now we will come to know that he was called, his headmaster said that he will be not successful in any profession whatever he will choose. And we got to know that he was a very good student in the school of Munich, but later he left that school because of the regimentation. The rules and regulation of the school was very strict, and he was not happy with that. Even he has clashes with his teachers. At the age of 6, he learned violin, and he became an immature violinist and a gifted one, and he never left that skill. Now, and we got to know that he was not happy in the school of Munich, and he left the school forever. And his family decided that they will shift him to Switzerland in Zurich. He got admission there. He completed his studies, and in 1900 he got his university degree also. In 1902 he got his first job. That was a technical expert. Before that he was working as a teaching assistant and a private tutor. And in 1903 he got married to his lady love named Maria Milva, and they both had 2 sons, but later this marriage failed and they got divorced in the year 1990. So this was a little summary of this chapter, what we have studied till now. So this is the half part of the chapter which we have completed. The other half we will complete in the next video. But what is your homework? That you all have to write the main points of this chapter after going through this video. You all have to write the main points of this chapter as a notes. You have to make your notes on your own. So this was all for today. I hope that you understand this chapter. And one more thing, that take care of yourself and stay safe. Thank you, students.